Let me go to Amy. Amy calling us from North Carolina. Hi, Amy.
Hi, thank you so much for taking my call. Kind of new here, listening to you, but
Well,
lots of good information.
welcome.
I just have a quick question about, I bought some stocks, years ago. It's been over 20 in Lerner Company, and just kind of did nothing with it, and in between moving and just a lot of changes in my life, too much to go into.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm concerned about it again, and I was just wondering how I would find out where that is now. How would I even go about finding it? Because I have very little paperwork on that from 20 years ago. So if I wanted to find out what do they do with the stock that I bought during the time I was working for Lerner Company, how would I even go about finding out where that is?
Well, you're going to, and it's Lerner. Is it a publicly traded company or a private company?
Oh, it was Lerner, the clothing company. I think they're Express now or something.
So what's happened is, Amy, they were bought out. So that stock has been converted, and you own somewhere out there. You own shares of the company that bought them out. There's a conglomerate that owns Express and a couple others, and you now own stock in that company because they've converted those shares of stock. Now you're gonna have to contact. You don't have any copies of the shares or any statements. Do you have any old statements showing what you had?
I know this is silly of me, but no, I don't.
Okay. So it's going to be a little bit of a tough row for you to hoe since they've been through several changes. But you're going to have to contact human resources at the corporate headquarters of Express and Limited and all those companies and tell them your situation. And they should be able to track it down. I mean, it's really going to be based on how hard they want to work on it. But it's still out there, but it's going to be a little bit difficult to find. But you got to at least start at human resources. And what they're going to do is they're going to tell you who they used. She should be able to tell you who they used as the investment banker. There was a company, J.P. Morgan, Goldman Sachs, some company that handled all those transactions for them. And they're going to be able to tell you who they used for that. You're going to be able to go to that. You're going to have to go to that company and see if you can track it down that way. But it's very hard when you don't have any backup or any paperwork or any old statements from that. Was it part of an IRA account or was it outright purchase?
It was outright purchase. You know how they offer
Yes.
that when you're working for a company.
Yeah. So
Yeah, they just.
Technically you still own some stock in some company somewhere. It's just finding it's going to be difficult. So you're going to have to be very, very persistent and very patient and, just kind of work the trail that they give you. And one's going to lead you to another. It's going to lead you to another. It's going to lead you to another. And you'll track it down because they're not allowed to destroy those records. They still have it somewhere. So it's just going to be a little bit tough and take some work.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Amy. Sorry I can't be any more help to you, but I think you'll be okay if you can just be persistent. Thanks. Folks, you'll always have two things I tell everybody to do. Copy your EEE bonds. If you have bonds at home, government bonds, you should have a copy of them somewhere. So, just lay them all on a copy machine, make copies of those bonds. You should always have a copy of those because if you ever lose those bonds or somebody steals them, all you need is that serial number at the top of the bond. So you got to make sure you have that. A lot of time people have corporate stock purchase plans and you get a statement once a year from that. You need to have copies of those because those copies have something similar because you now own these in street name, it's called, and you're going to have a serial number on those statements, and that's everything to you. You need to have a copy. You don't need to have a copy of every statement. You just need to have a copy of the last statement. So if you get a copy of a statement this year, 2014, then you can throw last year's out. You don't need to keep it. You just need to keep the most recent copy. And if anything, if there's ever a time where that needs to be traced, then you'll have opportunity to do that. So make sure you keep all those things. Very, very important that you make copies.